you have articulated your specific purpose in such a way that I now believe that you are in alignment with your purpose, and so there's that element that some people say you're living in purpose, you're aligned with your purpose, or you're walking with your purpose. Can you explain what that means, and specifically from your perspective?
Alignment with purpose. I feel like once you have discovered or are getting close to discovering your purpose, is when you're gonna pretty much start living a lot more free and more happy. And so when we're talking about the idea of being aligned with one's purpose or being aligned with your purpose, it comes with the idea that you're gonna know that you're aligned with your purpose when you're living the most happiest. And in order to live happy, and you're living on purpose or with your purpose, you're gonna it's the idea of help when you're helping. If your purpose is helping others, like in my case, I feel like it's to help others through my teaching, then it's important for me to be aligned with that, or for anyone to be aligned with their own purpose, because like that, you're pretty much on purpose changing people's lives, right? You're on purpose, moving through and maneuvering through that roadmap we're talking about, but with that plan and that intent to change someone's life, or many people's lives all at once. So, I mean, I think the whole idea of alignment with purpose is ultimately just important, because we have to, it allows us to be free, feel happy, and see the joy in others. Or if your purpose is to work with businesses or stuff like that, to see other businesses succeed off of, the impact that you're creating with your alignment and your purpose.
And you touched on this some already, but can you dig a little bit deeper in terms of how do you know that you're aligned?
I think it's a combination of many things. Like, it can't just be a feeling, right? I feel like it's things that are happening around you when you're aligned with your purpose, not just how you personally feel, right? Because you may be living with your purpose or living with your purpose, and you're doing the things that you feel that you need to do, right? But if those around you are being negatively impacted by what it is that you're doing, and you don't realize that, then I would say that alignment with the purpose is not there. I would say that it's not clear. There's something in the roadmap that is causing that negative impact, and we want to know what that is. And the only way to know that is to first know what your purpose is, right? So, so I mean, I would say, like, we know we're most aligned with our purpose when we're living with our, through our purpose, doing the things that we feel that needs to be done. And not only are we personally happy, but we see the impact around us from what it is that we're doing. We see positive impact of that, and we're getting positive feedback off of that. Like I said, it can be people, or it can be things that you're impacting, right? Everyone thinks that it just has to be like maybe people, right? But it doesn't have to be people. I could be doing something, that's not dance related, or just me dancing may have an impact on someone watching me dance, and I have no idea who they are. They don't know who I am, but they enjoy watching me, and they come and they watch me, and they watch me all the time, and they look me on YouTube, and it makes them happy. And then we get feedback from that, and it's like, okay, well, that's a part of being well aligned with your purpose, right? It's getting that kind of feedback from those around you or the things around you.
Absolutely. That level of interaction and understanding that you're just one element of an ecosystem that you're in, and that your behavior, your action can make a difference from that ecosystem. Absolutely. So you talk about others, and let's bring it to your friends, those individuals who are maybe family members or close friends. Is a discussion about purpose a common thing?
No, not at all, actually. Yeah, I mean, not at all. I mean, off the top of my head, like I said, even when before I started dancing and stuff, purpose isn't, it's something I feel that a lot of people shy away from. And I think sometimes it's unintentional. And I think that other times it's intentional. I feel like, when we think about the topic or we go into it like deeper, um, it's again, for me, it's not something that I've ever really discussed with any of my friends, family, or anything like that, before. And like I said, I feel like there was a little bit of it being intentional because it can get deep. I feel like when we're talking about a lot of like deep topics, deep things, a lot of people, again, they shy away from that, and they don't want to talk about it because they feel that it's, I guess, I mean, we could just say it's too deep for them sometimes, right? They're afraid of discovering what it is that they might discover by having a conversation like this. And so, yeah, I mean, overall, to answer the question more direct, I mean, it's not something that has really come across in my entire life, and I've really spoken with people about in general.
So it's a case that by having this type of conversation, you may discover things that you will have to act on.
Exactly.
And you may not be ready to deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I clearly get that. So for those individuals who have yet to discover their purpose or don't even want to have a discussion, what suggestions do you have to offer them?
So there's like the people that don't want to discover it, or there's also like the people that have discovered it, but they're just kind of like shying away from it, right? So I feel like my suggestion is, overall, if you find yourself doing something that you probably never have done before, or maybe it is something that you enjoy doing already as is, but because of your lifestyle or something, you don't feel it's something that can, greatly change your own personal life. I feel like once you kind of find that thing, no matter what it is and what kind of impact it may have, I feel like you should run with that idea and start trying to find the positive side of that, like, purpose that it is that is being presented to you unintentionally. Like, usually I feel like most of us, we come into it with like, oh, we believe this is our purpose, but then something else really is our purpose. We find our purpose through trying many different things. And so my overall suggestion is, the moment you feel that you're doing something that is having a positive impact, whether it be on others or whether it be on other things, and it's making you happy and it's making those around you happy, I feel like don't shy away from that. I feel like run with that idea and do more of it so that you can have that impact on people more, or on things. And I keep saying both people and things because, like I said, for me, purpose is the idea of one doing something or creating something that's going to have an impact on, people, or an impact on just something else that exists. It may not be people. It may be a business.
And I think it all, come back to people, because if your surroundings and
Yeah.
things, and what is good for your surrounding is good for us as well. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
So I think it's a valid point that it can't just be about for our environment, for one thing. That's a thing, right? And one could say, but it's a thing that, depending on how we manage it, will have implications, positive or negative, for us.
Right.
So you're so correct in saying that it's not just about that person, but it's your entire surrounding, it's the ecosystem that you're so much an important part of, definitely. So, given that, purpose is not necessarily a common topic for discussion in your circle, what do you plan to do about that? Is there anything you can do? Will you be having more conversations about purpose?
Yeah, I feel like something that I could do to kind of bring up the idea, to bring up the idea to those around me, is, to have more conversations about it. It's to kind of, dig deep into some people's brain that are around me that I care about, and things like that, where it's like I may see that they may be misaligned with what it is that they're doing in life in general. Right. How some people, they're kind of going, when someone's going down the wrong path, and you're just like, okay, you're going on the wrong path. Like, we have to align yourself with what it is you're really destined to do here, because this is not what you're destined to do. This is not having a good impact on others. What is it that you really believe is your purpose? Like, is that really what it is that you want to do? Right? Or are you, is there something that you can do to change that? Like, what is it that you're running away from? Like I said, I feel like when people are doing things that are negatively impacting others, right, they're typically doing things. And again, many times it's unintentional, but a lot of times as we get older, it becomes intentional, right? It's like you're going down the wrong path intentionally. Like, you're doing those things intentionally, and there's no one that's helping them, right, to have this conversation with them. And I feel like that's one thing that I would do, and honestly plan to do more of, is kind of having the conversation more with, these people that I feel that may be misaligned around in my circle, or even just, anyone that's new that I meet, through dancing or anything else, is to kind of have that idea of like, what is your purpose? Like, what is it? If I'm teaching you to dance, like, why do you want me to teach you to dance? Like,
Why are you here? Why are you in my class?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is it exactly that you're doing here? Oh, for fun. Everyone's gonna say for fun. I want to dance. It's cool. And it's like, well, how can this impact you? Outside of just the fun. Like, what is it that this is gonna bring to you? Right. So, yeah, that's kind of something I think I do plan to do more of, is have more conversations about like the idea of what someone is doing and why they're doing it, and how it can impact others.
Right. And of course, some people will say just for fun, because they're not sure. They're uncertain.
Exactly.
And I think by you having the conversation will stimulate their mind some, and have them think about it.
Right.
A little bit more. So I think that's a great idea. And one of the other benefits of you discussing your purpose with your close friends is that they will know when you're off the rail.
Right.
They will know when you're not tracking, and hopefully will bring you back on. Because that's a role we play in each other's lives. So I think that's another benefit why we should all talk about our purpose, especially with your close friends, confidants, or whatever you want to call them. I think that's so important, because we keep each other, right?
Exactly. Keep each other aligned with our purpose.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely.